What up, YouTube? Back with another video. Alright, so this is basically like why I live my life stealth in real life. Like, I'm only out on the internet for real. Like, I'm only out on social media. I'm not out in real life. I don't go around announcing that I'm transgender to nobody unless we dating, unless we gonna have some type of sexual intercourse in the future. That's the only time that I announce that I'm transgender. Like, I'm not gonna come out to nobody. And the reason is, it's just I value my peace and I value my privacy. I don't got time for the weird questions, the misgendering out of nowhere, people asking what I look like before my transition, me explaining myself. I just don't got time for that. I'd rather live my life in peace. But let me give y'all a little background history about myself. I never came out, even before I started transitioning, right? I was what everybody else call a stud or a dyke, whatever you call it, butch lesbian, whatever. I was basically a stud, dyke, butch lesbian, whatever. That's what they labeled me. I never took on that label, ever. You know what I'm saying? I just started dating girls and girls only. I was about 13 years old when I started dating girls. I had my first sexual experience with a girl when I was like 13. And then after that, I just continued to date women. And then by the time I got 14, it was a wrap. I was a complete lesbo, from what, you know, other people call it. But even then, I never came out and said, hey, I'm lesbian, I like women. Like, even back then, I never said that. I just started dating girls. Now, mind you, in middle school, I already dressed tomboyish. That's why they labeled me a stud. Cause I wear what's comfortable. You know what I'm saying? Back then I used to wear slides, gym shorts. You know what I'm saying? Mainly that was when joggers was in style. Like, joggers had just came out, emoji joggers. I don't know if y'all remember that. I had a whole emoji jogger set. So this was like 2014 through 2016 was like my middle school years for real. So like, that was between 6th and 8th grade. Like 2016, I was in 8th grade. So these was them years. Like, you know, joggers was big. Joggers and graphic tees. That's what I wore. I used to put that shit on fresh out of Route 21. You know, head to toe. Joggers, sweatpants, graphic tees. I used to love the graphic tees from like Spencer's. You know, that had the rappers on it, like a Tupac, Biggie, or it had like, you know, the rappers that was out back then. Man, had like, what, Rich the Kid, Playboy Cardi, Famous Dex, you know, them t-shirts or whatever. That was always my style. I just wore what was comfortable. But even back then, I never wore no label. Like, I just started dating women. I never came out to nobody, ever. How my mama found out is I got caught with my ex, like in 10th grade, getting active in that bathroom. But by the time I started turning 14, I started getting haircuts. Like, I started getting my hair lined up and all that. But moral of the story is, I never came out. You know, I never announced it. I never went around like, oh, I date girls now. Just had to see me and my girlfriend. We would pop out, or I would post my girlfriend. You know, we had WCW. Y'all don't know nothing about them days. Monday, MCM, Transformation Tuesday, Woman Crush Wednesday, Throwback Thursday, Flashback Friday. Then Saturday, you know, you pop out. You went to the movies with your little friends or whatever. Y'all pop out at the movies in the mall. That was them days. You know what I'm saying? But I never, even back then, I never like came out and announced it. I just started dating. I started dating women, and people would be all in my business and be like, "Oh, who the boy in the relationship? Are you the stud?" Like, oh my god, that shit used to be annoying. But y'all see how even back then I never really just announced that shit. You know what I'm saying? And it's pretty much the same thing now. I don't announce it. The only reason I ever came out and said that I was transgender is so that, one, my family and friends could use the correct pronouns. 2, so that the women know. 3, the reason I got this YouTube channel is for me, to be honest. This YouTube channel, I've always wanted a black representation of a trans man living his life for my 15-year-old self, 14-year-old self. Like, just somebody to look up to and see what it's really like to live your life as a transgender man. Because when I was watching trans YouTubers back in the day, 2017, 2018, there was not a lot of black trans YouTubers. It just wasn't. It was only a limited amount, you know what I'm saying? And yeah, I just wanted to give the real representation of what it's like to live your life as a trans man, you know what I'm saying? The real, truth, facts. This is not a walk in the park. It's not hell on earth neither, you know what I'm saying? It's just real life is what you make it. But that's pretty much why I chose to live my life stealth. Like, it's a lot easier. I don't have to deal with weird comments and stuff like that. Now, the only people who will probably know that I'm trans is like, managers and stuff like that on jobs and stuff. But for the most part, this is not something that I go out and I announce to everybody in the whole world. No, I value my peace. I value my privacy. You know what I'm saying? It's not like I'm ashamed to be transgender, but I just know what comes with it when people know. They act weird towards you. I already got to deal with the people who know me personally that be acting weird. So I'm damn sure do not want to go out in the real world and deal with weird behavior. You know what I'm saying? Weird comments and stuff like that. It's easier being out online because I have control of my space. If any of y'all get out of line with me or get to talking crazy or saying weird stuff, I can block y'all and I won't have to see or hear from you again. That's why it's a lot easier to be out on the internet, because you can just block people. If it let you get out of line with me, you can just block people. Now, a lot of people, they don't come on here necessarily just bullying people or whatever, or trying to bully me or whatever. Like, I don't even pay it no attention. I do be getting like weird comments, but I don't know. It's not necessarily enough to make me want to block people. But it's like on the internet, you can control your own environment. In real life, you really don't got no control over the environment. You're just there. You know what I'm saying? So it's a lot easier to just live your life stealth. You know what I'm saying? For me personally, it is. It's easier for me to live my life stealth. Like, I don't have to deal with weird stuff, like weird comments, weird people saying stuff out the way. Like, I don't have to deal with that. You know what I'm saying? Because most of the time they don't know. And I don't even see like I don't see the point in like telling people. Like, I really don't. Especially if we not being intimate with each other. I really don't feel the need to tell people that I'm transgender, or to even talk about it, to be honest, because most people, it's like you have to do, I be feeling like when you do that, it's more like a show and tell performance. Like, that gets draining. I'm not about to come out and constantly be explaining myself, and and then when you do come out to people, they're gonna start misgendering you now. They're just gonna start misgendering you. They're gonna start saying weird stuff like, oh, I could tell. How the fuck can you tell that I'm transgender if I never told you until now? And now all of a sudden you can tell. Well, before then you didn't. Nobody has time for that. It'd be little stuff like that like I don't have time for. The comments and stuff like that. I don't have time for it. The weird questions, don't got time for it. Not even about to entertain it. When you online, you don't have to entertain it. You can just block it out. In real life, you can't necessarily just block it out. You know what I'm saying? So that's pretty much why I choose to live my life stealth. I value my peace and my privacy. In real life, that's pretty much it. And on the internet, I can control the environment. In real life, I can't. So that's it for this video. Just simple reason why I choose to live my life stealth. I hope y'all like, comment, and subscribe. I'm out of here.